Good day, my name's Hugh Reed. I'm the President and CEO of PassYourBar.com, a division of ReedLawGroup.com, and I want to talk a little bit about how to write law examinations, that is, examinations for the bar exam. Now, writing examinations for the bar exam is vastly different than writing an examination for law school. It's also different from anything you've experienced in undergrad. Now, how do I know a little bit about this? Well, I've been in the bar review business for 30 years. Plus, I take the bar exam every 6 months somewhere. I'm licensed in numerous states because of my multi-jurisdictional law practice. So I experience the bar exam every 6 months. And I'm not just talking to you conceptually. I'm talking to you from experience. So, what are some of the ideas or some of the considerations that should go through your mind as you're getting ready for essay writing before I go to specific techniques, because I only have a few minutes? First of all, the grader is going to ask himself or herself, does the applicant or does the person really know what's going on here? Does the applicant understand relevant principles of law? Did the applicant identify pertinent issues? Did the applicant exhibit sound legal reasoning and analysis? Does the applicant have a good command of the facts? Does the applicant have good common sense and good judgment? Can the applicant write in a lawyer-like fashion? Is the applicant a problem solver? Can the applicant distinguish between material and trivial facts and issues? Does the applicant deserve to pass? That's really what's going on in the bar grader's mind. So, in a nutshell, you need a system which accomplishes the following: tells the difference between material and immaterial facts, discerns points of law, and distinguishes fact splits and law splits. Show that you understand the law. Provide evidence of your ability to apply the law to the given facts. Demonstrate your ability to analyze the facts and reason in a lawyer-like fashion, and then reach a sound conclusion. So, let's talk about essay writing and some techniques just in a few moments. Number one, you should read the question from the bottom up. That is, read the interrogatory first. See what the examiners want from you before you start reading the fact pattern in what I do in a very cursory fashion, just to get a flavor of the fact pattern. And then I read it what's called active reading. That is, I underline key terms. I circle facts. I make myself visual cues in the margin. So, the three things that we're tested on in essay writing are: number one, law knowledge; number two, law analysis; and number three, law expression. Law knowledge, very important. And because of my military background, teaching pilots how to fly airplanes, I can tell you that all of our students have law knowledge at their fingertips with mnemonics, acrostics, or other memory devices. So if it comes to Federal Rule 403, for example, when evidence, even though logically relevant, may not be legally relevant, our students remember 403 with darn crash made us wait cautiously. Darn crash made us wait cautiously in order. You can look at 403 and it'll tell you that it stands for danger of unfair prejudice. Darn crash, the C in crash, stands for confusion of the issues. Made, the M in made, stands for misleading the jury. Us stands for undue delay. Wait, W, stands for waste of time. And finally, the C in cautiously stands for cumulative evidence. So darn crash made us wait cautiously. That is, when evidence, even though logically relevant, may not be legally relevant. So law knowledge has to be at your fingertips. Law analysis is, especially in jurisdictions like California, very, very important, because now you have to take the facts given and apply them to the law that you just gave them under the law knowledge paragraph. And law expression. You have to be able to verbalize or write down terms of art, such as malice in torts. You have to know what it means. It's different than what malice means in criminal law. Yet scienter in misrepresentation, for example, means the same as malice, as in defamation. So, essay examinations are very, very important. And as you read these exams, you have to discern law splits and fact splits. What are those? Well, law splits is where the law is not well settled, and you have to discuss both. Fact splits is where the law is well settled. However, you can take the same facts and it can be interpreted differently by reasonable persons. So law splits and fact splits, you have to let the reader know that you understand the difference between the two. Your time allocation or time management is very, very critical. Time management. You have to first do an external allocation. That is, if you have 3 hours for 6 essays, stands to reason you're going to spend 30 minutes per essay. California, it's an hour per essay. But in some jurisdictions, you have less time or more time. So external allocation and your internal allocation is equally as important. That is, the larger paragraphs, as a general rule of thumb, contain more points. So external analysis, internal analysis. Active reading, precise analysis is something that we teach in our course very, very well, because you can't just write down your answer like a novel. You have to structure your answer. So the CIRAC method is very, very effective. That is, conceptually, a conclusion as to how you come out on the facts. Not very important point-wise, but nevertheless, we have to reach a conclusion. Secondly, the issue, spotting the issue. Thirdly, giving the rule of law. Fourthly, the analysis. And finally, another conclusion. So, short conclusion on top of your blue book, longer conclusion in the last paragraph of each issue. So each paragraph will be broken down, or I'll strike that, each major issue, material issue, will be broken down through a CIRAC method. How do you answer the questions or structure the questions? That is, headings are critical. Headings. What kind of headings are you going to use? Well, it all depends. Headings can be one of three things. Number one could be a legal issue, burglary, larceny, whatever the issue is. That is your heading. You don't have to say, the issue is burglary, the issue is larceny. That's a waste of your time. You just burglary, underline it. And each legal issue is then followed by 3 paragraphs. And I'm going to suggest to you that these paragraphs start, the first paragraph starts with the word under. Under, you give them all the law in the under paragraph. Under the law of torts, or under the criminal law. You give them all the law. The second paragraph will start with the word here. Here. You give them an analysis using the facts in the question, using and weaving the law in your under paragraph that you've already presented. And the final paragraph, therefore paragraph. Therefore paragraph. That is, you reach a conclusion and you move on to the next issue. So issue, underline, under, here, therefore. Issue, underline, under, here, therefore. Now you look at the interrogatory first, and you see how they want you to answer the question. They want you to answer, I said, you answer by one of 3 ways. Even if they say discuss, you're going to have to discern the legal issues yourself. So it's going to be a legal issue, number 1. Number 2, it's going to be by transaction. Often in contracts or secured transactions, you're going to be making your headings a transaction that occurred, so the reader knows how to follow your thought pattern. And underneath each transaction, you follow with under, here, therefore. Or it may be parties. If there are multiple parties, A versus B versus C versus D, in other words, that will be your heading, and you underline your headings. All right, there's a lot to say about essay writing. Obviously, it takes practice. It takes feedback by someone who's knowledgeable and can help you with essay writing. I suggest you call us at passyourbar.com or lawschooltutoring.com if you're still in law school, or call our toll-free number 1-800-852-3926. We'll be glad to help you. Thank you.